Yo, we are back. Welcome to another episode of Those Car Dudes. Nathan, tonight we're working on the Silvia again. This is so exciting, and what are we going to be doing?
Well, we're going to be doing a little bit of a tutorial for you guys. A really basic way of fixing those small dents. You know, the little pin dents and the, you know, when people like bang their shopping trolleys or their doors in the car park, that kind of thing. Well, we got a dent that I tried to smack out in the front right guard of the Silvia, and yeah, I had no idea what I was doing, you know, but it's sort of got it out, but there's still a bit of waviness.
Nathan, we have done some panel beating on those car dudes before.
Have we?
Yeah.
How to panel beat with JD. Yeah, we've done some panel beating before, so we're definitely not experts. In fact, we haven't really done it properly before, but this is going to be a very basic way, and we hope it can help some of you guys in how to fix those dents and make your car look fresh to death again.
Absolutely, Nathan. Let's get into it. I actually rode him really hard.
Oh,
I'm so sorry, bro.
oh, like that really I'm not even kidding you.
I'm sorry.
I bit my tongue, man.
I couldn't see you because it was so bright in my face.
Is that my problem? Is that my problem? Tell me now. It kind of is, because I got hurt.
Like a scary movie.
Get that out of my
face. So mad. He's so mad.
Here is the fender that we're going to be working on today. As you can see, the paint came off when I tried to bang it out from the inside before, and it's probably hard to tell, but it's got a whole lot of little dents in it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sand back this panel, because eventually we're gonna paint it anyway, and we're going to put some bog over it, sand it back once it's dry, more bog, sand it back, more bog, sand it back, until we get a nice smooth finish, and then we're gonna primer it, and then eventually paint it. And that is how we're gonna fix this and make it look good again. Supercheap Auto sent us a couple of random audible sanders.
Random?
Legit, random. It says it on the box.
Random.
So that was really nice of them. So we're going to use these to sand back this panel and get it ready for the bog.
And then we're going to go to a skid day, Nathan, and do some mad skids.
So we're just going to start by...
Whoa, dude, that's my car.
There's no going back now, bro.
Can't believe you just did that to my car, bro.
Polish and go get that out. Living life on the edge, JD.
Always.
Living life on the edge. Oh, I don't wear glasses. I'm running 80 grit on my sander because that's all we've got right now. It's pretty rough, but we don't care because... Thank you. I felt like I was shouting. Was I shouting? We're going to use some 80 grit sandpaper on the sander because, well, that's pretty much what we got right now.
Yeah.
And that's gonna get all the paint off and everything, and then we're gonna put the bog on and make sure it's all smooth and sand it back with some finer stuff later on. But this is what we're gonna use for now. So, safety first, JD. Air must be matching your sander, otherwise don't even bother. Let's do this. Just like a turbo car, it's really important that you warm up your electric sander before using it. So I like to put it in first gear, number one. Just let it warm up for a little bit. Once you feel prepared, once you feel ready, bump it up to second gear. If you're really feeling keen or third gear, watch out though, because there's a fourth, and then there's a fifth, and then there's Max! Max is here! Look at Max! That's amazing, JD! We're finished sanding back the panel. As you can see, we sanded it all the way back to bare metal where the dents are so that we can apply the bog, and we're just gonna shape it, mold it, wait for it to dry, sand it back, shape it, mold it, sand it back, until we've got a nice smooth shape again with no dents. I did get a little bit excited over here, so I might have to add some bog in these places just where I went a little bit deep with the sander before. But these bits that are painted, they don't need to be sanded back to the metal because these aren't dented, so they can just be primered over the top. But before we do any of that, I'm gonna use some wax and grease remover just to make sure that we've got no dust or grime left on the panel from sanding it. And also, as you can see, we've masked off the different areas of the car that we don't want to get painted or damaged while we're doing this process. Probably best to do this at the start. But yeah, so we've masked off the wheels and the bonnet and everything. So we're just focusing on this panel. So let's get into it.
We had our first go at applying the bog and we sanded it back. It looks like it still needs a little bit more, so we're gonna mix up, well, this bog that we have here, Nathan. Lightweight car filler. The best.
Lovely.
The best.
Only the best.
So we're gonna take a bit of that, put it on our trusty little box. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hardener, a little bit more. Oh no, Nathan, I got it on my finger!
We'll have to sand back the finger, bro, so that it's nice and smooth in the right shape.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to keep mixing this with the hardener until everything's nice and pink, and then that way we'll know once it's pink that it's ready to be applied onto the car.
Oh, bro, it's all going over your wheels.
Beauty.
How do you feel? It like slipped down.
Really good, Nathan.
Like legit, I think it might have gone on your wheels, bro.
Nah, I'm covered. So we finished applying it to the panel of the car, and we're gonna wait for that to dry. Once that is dry, we'll go and sand over it again with our trusty little sanding block, and that's gonna be, well, hopefully our final layer of car filler that we'll be putting onto this fender before we start giving it a prime. Nathan?
Well done. I'm so excited to see this panel. Fresh to death again.
It's another night and we're back at my place. We're going to be working on finishing this fender. The other night it just got too late and we decided to call it a night. But the filler has dried, and what we're going to do tonight is we're going to use the sandpaper to get it nice and smooth. And hopefully by the end of tonight we're going to be applying a fresh coat of, well, primer and get it nice and straight. Woo! We noticed a bit of a high spot at the top and a little bit more of the dent coming through, so we filled it up with a little bit more bog, and that should be, well, good for us to sand once it's dry.
Exhausted there, mate. Shattered.
We have finished sanding down the front right guard of the Silvia. Now we're going to be using this wax and grease remover just to give it a wipe down, and then we're going to be moving on to the primer. We are now ready to move on to paint this fender. We just think it's going to be better for us to remove the fender from the car instead of trying to cover up all the other panels. Oh, it's about to happen now. It's just about to pop right up, Nathan. It's just about to come right up.
There it is.
Pop right up, Nathan.
It looks like a drift car already, mate. Look at that. That's awesome. That's all you really need to do, isn't it, JD? You just pull off the front fenders.
That's it, Nathan. You don't need to undo any bolts. All you have to do is just pull it off, man.
Pull it off. I see rust, I see rust, I see rust, I see rust. I see the rust. Do you see the rust, JD? I see it, it's all over your car.
The Silvia's rust free.
I see the rust though, you lie to the people. It's not a rust-free Silvia anymore. Sort it out, mate.
We've wiped the fender down again, and we're going to get started, Nathan, with well, applying one coat of this primer filler, and that's going to be setting it up quite nicely for once we're ready to paint the whole car.
Wait, whoa, you telling the people that right now? Whoa, he's collapsing. He can't handle it. Oh my gosh, we are painting the whole car, everybody. Are you alright, bro? That was a decent tumble you took there. It's gonna be so fresh.
It's gonna be so cool. What color though, Nathan?
I don't know. Chuck it down in the comments, let us know what color you want the car to be.
We gave the fender another wipe down and we are now ready to be putting on the primer. And Nathan, what we have here is a primer filler, so we're going to be using that, but we also have our heat gun with a light, which is really cool.
That's my job.
And Nathan, you sound really weird.
I do sound a little bit weird. I got this wearing. You see, safety first, kids. You want to live a long time? Wear one of these when you're painting.
That's exactly right, Nathan. And because we're inside, we're going to be using these masks just to, well, live longer.
Put the mask on, JD. Do you want to get cancer or not?
I just sneezed, Nathan. Oh.
Put it on quickly.
Wait.
You're gonna die.
Why am I sneezing so much?
Because you don't have the mask on.
As we can see, the fender came out really good. After applying the primer, we can see that there aren't any more dents where, well, we applied the filler, Nathan.
Absolutely, it looks incredible. Like literally, you'd never know.
Well, we still need to give this a sand with some finer sandpaper, but we'll leave this as is, give a bit of a tidy up. We'll do that later on once we do the rest of the car. And there we have it. That is how you fix a dent on your car.
It's actually not that hard. I think most people could probably do it. This was our first time doing it, and if you look at the panel now, we haven't painted it yet, so you can't fully tell, but even with the primer, you can tell that the shape is, well, it's pretty much there. I mean, it looks new to me.
That's right, Nathan. All the drift damage is gone.
Correct, and so there's plenty more to be had later down the track, but we are super excited to respray this car. That's right, we weren't joking when we said that. We are planning to repaint this whole car.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Nathan.
what color are we going to paint it, JD?
Those car dudes orange.
Well, maybe, who knows, we haven't decided yet, so maybe chuck down in the comments what color you want the Sylvia to be.
Nathan, I'm learning a lot, you're learning a lot, everybody's learning a lot. This is great.
It's awesome.
I also want to add, Nathan, that we are doing merchandise. We do t-shirts.
Got our first line of merch.
We're just starting it off.
I'm wearing one of them.
We've got two different styles you can choose from, so make sure you flick us an email if you want to order some. And other than that, Nathan, we're finished for tonight.
We are finished for tonight. You can check out those designs on our Instagram. Make sure you follow that and hit that sub button. We cannot wait to see you in the next one. Peace out. The reason why New Zealand is prosperous is because of our farmers, you know? It's the beef and lamb and cow and milk industry that keeps us alive. On that note, one thing I forgot to mention